Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Yes. We talk about anything and everything. Whatever's interesting to us is interesting to you, because we'll make it that way. Along with my little buddy Riggins. Hi, Riggins.
Good morning.
Is it good morning? What if somebody's listening at night? Way to pay attention, Riggins. It's 24/7, brother. 24/7. It's technology.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.
Yes. And proving that we talk about anything that is interesting to us, making it interesting to you. It's time for another what you call Law Day on TJ's podcast, where we talk about the damn law. That's what we talk about, is the damn law. With our legal expert and former intern of ours. His name is Wiki Ryan, but other people call him Ryan. What's your last name?
Toomey.
Toomey. To me, to you. So, yeah, he's going to be doing some lawyering for us today.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, all right. So, good morning. Good evening. And we got this case. It's not really a case as much as it is something that is going on that we needed to get Ryan on here as specializing in personal injuries and things of that nature. This would fall into that category, right, Ryan? Something along there. You would handle this case, this type of case, if it came about, right?
So this would be more family law.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Fortunately for you, I practiced family law for a total of 6 months.
Yep.
So
I mean that.
I'm definitely.
They don't let you out of Baylor Law School if you don't promise to do some family law on the outside, right? That's what I heard.
That's what my family wanted, at least.
So Riggins found this story, and we've got the audio of it. It's a girl on the TikTok talking about how she's getting her sperm donor, and I don't say that just as an absentee father, you would refer to as a sperm donor. This is an actual sperm donor for an artificial insemination situation, and she's gotten it where he is now having to pay for her child that she had, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we'll play at the audio of it, so you can hear what they say.
Sued my sperm donor, and now I get 40% of his paycheck.
I'm a sperm donor, and yes, I've been court ordered to pay roughly 40% of my paycheck to this random woman and her child. The thing is when I was 18, 19 years old, I was in the Marines, short on cash, and I thought it would be a good idea to donate some sperm for some easy money. I made a total of $150, and it came back to bite me because now I'm paying this woman thousands of dollars a month for a child I had no part in making or wanting. I did sign an agreement at the time stating that I would not be held liable for anything that happens to the sperm after I donated it, but I guess some laws changed and she found a legal loophole that states that I now have responsible for the child, so now I have to pay her monthly. It doesn't make any sense. I'm working on appealing it, so if anybody has any ideas or knows anybody who knows a good lawyer, send them my way, because this is just unfair.
Right. Well, we know a great young lawyer, but we couldn't get him for today, so we've got Wiki Ryan. Just kidding. So what is this situation? I guess it varies from state to state on this type of thing, huh?
Yeah, so it actually varies a lot depending on the state. I was trying to find the factual basis for this one, but a lot of what it boils down to is, whether or not any parental rights are retained, or whether or not the person who's donating gave up their parental rights in doing so. And I'll give you an example. In Texas, there's a portion of the Texas Family Code that specifically spells out that if you're conceiving a child through artificial means, then there is not necessarily an automatic grant of parental rights to the sperm donor. And I think that's true in a lot of states. But obviously there are some where, like this guy found out, where you can't just waive your parental rights by contract. You have to have a judge say, you don't have parental rights. You have to do a formal termination of parental rights. and things like that to actually avoid paying child support or being responsible for the child you fathered.
But, outside of the law, how big of a piece of crap does a woman have to be to go through this process and then come back and say, I know this guy has no idea who I am or who, he did it with these intentions and all, but I'm still going to get 40% of whatever from him. That's terrible.
Well, it's all about getting your bag, TJ. If you haven't heard,
yeah,
that's all the kids are saying. Go
I
get
hear
your
it.
bag.
Go get your.
That's another way to do it.
Go get your bag. It's a legal term.
It's even more depressing because you busted. She busted.
Yeah, she
Busted. So I got to pay all this money to just a real troll. That would kill me.
So there are law firms that are built and very, very successful who just handle surrogacy. The legal aspect of surrogate parenting and this type of thing, artificial insemination and all that. So evidently that they didn't use one of those type firms, or they wouldn't be in this situation, I guess.
Definitely not. And, so I think the state that this came out of was Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard to find an actual state where they recognized something like this. And what I found was essentially they say that, like I said before, the only way you can give up your parental rights is if you have a judge determine that you're unfit, if you do it through adoption, or you do it if there's an adjudication regarding the parental rights. And so, yeah, I tell people all the day you need a lawyer for all different types of situations, but definitely something.
I'm
like
sure you
this.
do.
That's how we get paid, brother.
What I worry about is if there's like a chilling effect on guys that just want to help other people by making those donations. Is this going to scare off guys going, I don't want to be held responsible for 40 grand a year. I'm just trying to help somebody conceive a child. That'd be the worst possible outcome of this.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fan of that anyway.
Of
the anonymous donors and all of that stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. I get what people do it, and I don't necessarily think it should be illegal, but I just don't like the thought of people just fathering kids and not having anything to do with them and all that. So that to me is what would be the scary part, is that they say, okay, well, you're going to make me pay for it, then I want half custody of it.
Yeah.
This guy could come back now and just go, okay, well, if I'm having to pay like I'm the child's father, then I want custody. I want split custody. And then you're turning your child over to a stranger. I get it.
Well,
see, you turn the tables on them.
right. Yeah. Well, he did say, I signed a paper, but not all encompassing. Like, you're still on the hook for this. That's terrible.
Well, and that's the flip side to that coin too, and that's what the case that I found out of Kansas said, is you can't sign away your parental rights via contract. And so, like TJ said, if he's having to pay child support, then he has every single right to ask for conservatorship, custody, visitation, all of those things. And
yeah, because if the contract didn't cut his parental rights as far as financial responsibilities, then it didn't cut them as far as being having them half the time, being in half custody of them.
And so the most important thing is, like, don't just rely on somebody who you don't know to tell you whether or not you're protected in any way. Do a little bit of research yourself. Fortunately for all of us, we have access to Google, and you can look and see, oh, well, I may be screwed here if I donate in this state. But
they don't have Google in Kansas.
Obviously not.
They don't have it. So how much would that pay somebody? He said he was in the Marines, he was young, he was looking for some extra cash. How much does that pay usually?
I don't know.
When you do it, Riggins.
Yeah, I was just because I've never done it, but if it's valuable, I would do it.
I think he said like $150.
Oh yeah, he did. He said, I mean, I got $120 out of it, and then now I'm paying thousands in child support.
Man.
It's also kind of crazy that they're, whatever state that is in, whether it's in Kansas or a different state, that they're, for one child, it's 40% of your income, because in Texas it would be half of that. So that doesn't seem right to me.
Mm. Now, how did they hook up together to make the TikTok? This couple.
That was, well, and I don't know if they're related.
Hey, you're screwing me over. I don't know who you are. I made this anonymous donation, but I know I'm having to pay you now. So why don't we do what do they call those?
A stitch?
A stitch on the TikTok and talk about it.
I'm going to stitch you. I feel bad for that woman if that's not the guy, the donor, because he basically was like, yeah, I did this.
This happened to me.
Yeah.
And then you're calling her a troll.
Yeah.
But she was bragging about.
Yeah, she was like, I successfully sued my sperm donor for $40,000. Ha ha ha.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it looks like he ought to be able to get his money back out of her. Like get the decision reversed and then take money from her. That's what I would do.
Is that possible?
No, probably not. But you got to figure out some way to get revenge on her.
Yeah.
Legally, that is. You know.
You don't mean like cut her brakes?
No. I wouldn't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to check my oil now. It's so computerized and all. You're like, well, the oil's not computerized. All right. So the solution is if you're going to be an anonymous sperm donor, to make sure that it is done by an attorney and a judge signs off on it. Is that really worth $120 though? I mean, have to go through all of that?
Is it Riggins?
120? I mean, is it the end of the month or the beginning of the month?
And again,
our paychecks are late this month, so I'd be more willing to do it.
So if you got the attorneys to handle it and then the judge to sign off on it, you don't have to do that every time you make a donation, right? It'd probably be, it would hold for as many times as you want to go down there, selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're running from state to state.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart. Like a whole network of sperm places, and you're just like traveling the country, whacking it all over the place.
Just in the parking lot of each clinic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it. As always, thanks for going back into your past for the family law discussion. Glad we know that that's an available option now, so we can expand it from personal injury to family law. And you're so versatile, you can handle it.
You know me. I'm a man who wears many hats. In 6 months in family law, you're an expert.
Exactly. Well, thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Be sweet.
Bye.
All right, we got more coming up. Hang on.
TJ's podcast.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi. And let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi. What you got about that refi? The cool thing is as Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them all at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies. Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler's a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation. to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's podcast.
Ooh. Baby Riggins, how you feeling today?
Good.
You all right?
Yeah.
You seem like you got a lot on your mind.
I do today.
You do?
Yeah.
It's a busy day for you?
I wouldn't call it busy. I got a lot of little things going on, and I'm just running them over in my head. A lot of sponsorship things, and it's the end of the month, which is always kind of hectic.
Yeah.
Busy work, administrative things. So, yeah, I'm a little distracted this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
bad, though.
you ever gone to the liquor store and realize that you're such a pathetic, sad sack that you are standing in front of the store trying to get in a full 2 hours before they even open?
Yeah.
You ever?
I haven't, but I see it all the time.
I did that yesterday. Because when we leave here, it's still in the morning, and so I was going to run in there for a second and pick up something on my way home. Not to drink it right then, but still, you get that feeling.
Sure.
If you're standing in front of the liquor store in the morning,
Yeah.
you're like, what's going on here?
When I go to the grocery store, it's always on the hour in a few hours, and there's cars pulling in. And I go, those are not employees, because they all park in a different section. Those are customers getting there when the doors open. And it's like a steady stream of cars going in there. I go, are they getting there right when the doors open? That could be a red flag.
Just maybe they work at night.
Maybe.
Maybe. They're going to go home and go to bed, but they need something at the liquor store.
Sure. It's a black velvet.
Mm-hmm. You ever had black velvet?
I haven't, but this woman on TikTok drinks it every day.
Yeah, that's what I drank when I was young. Back in Louisiana, you could drink at 18 back then.
Yeah.
So me and my buddy Shannon would go get us a fifth of black velvet and a 8-pack of Bud Light ponies.
Yeah.
Man. Mm-hmm.
This woman mixes black velvet with like high C.
Yeah. That doesn't sound
or
good
Dr.
at
Pepper
all.
and black velvet.
And I think black velvet is supposed to be a very, very cheap version of Crown Royal. I think it's in that same category. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's no good.
It's not.
It's no good.
Yeah, she'll have like, all right, good morning, TikTok. Just got off work, so I'm having a fish stick sandwich topped with goldfish and ketchup and some applesauce and honey and some black velvet mixed with Dr. Pepper cherry. It's like, holy crap.
God.
Yeah, I mean, her meals are wild.
Oh.
People are freaking out in the cocktail world about this new Dr. Pepper flavor. It's called creamy coconut.
Mm-hmm.
People are they are loving it.
Yeah, they freaked out about that Dr. Pepper strawberry too. Whenever that came out, it was hard to find. Mm-hmm. Our friend Kimberly got us some. She works for the company.
Right. Love her.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's something about the flavored versions of classic soft drinks that I don't like. I just like regular Dr. Pepper the best, and I like regular flavored Coke, but I drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I like it better, which is something I always made fun of people for saying when I was skinny.
No,
like, there's no way you like Diet Coke. I get it that you drink it, but there's no way you like Diet Coke over regular Coke. And then they say, yes, and once you start drinking it, you get a. And I owe a lot of people an apology.
Yes, you do.
Because I really prefer Diet Coke.
It's so good.
But now the cool thing is Coke Zero. Like, oh, do you have Coke Zero? Oh, okay, good. My wife's one of those Coke Zero people. Mm-hmm. Like, it's such a huge difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero.
Yeah.
I don't even know the difference.
Oh, it's a different flavor.
But I mean, like, neither one of them has calories.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, a Coke Zero definitely tastes just like regular Coke.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm starting to think those Gatorades, which is owned by Coca-Cola, I'm starting to think they're just repackaging those things. You know how many different Gatorades there are as far as Gatorade, Gatorade Fit, Gatorade Zero. Now there's another one. They've got Gatorade Water, and that's not the same. But there was another one I saw last night. This new line of sport Gatorade products.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
I don't think you can tell that big of a difference in all of that.
No.
You know, my wife was on that Gatorade. Was it Gatorade Fit or Gatorade?
G2? G2.
One of them that's no calories and whatnot, and it was the strawberry watermelon flavor. And she just loved them and would get, upset if I drank one of her Gatorade, whatever they were. 'Cause, she's stingy with food and stuff. Yeah. But then she drank it with the medicine that you take before you have a colonoscopy. And she drank so much of it, trying to choke down that medicine, that now she associates it with that medicine and she won't drink it at all.
I don't blame her.
No longer part of her life.
Yeah.
No longer part of her life.
Have you ever gotten sick and then because of something like food poisoning and just like sworn that off in your life forever? I know some people that do that. Like I got sick one time eating, pot roast and I can't ever eat it again.
No, but I know some people who have, or they'll swear off restaurants that they got sick from. The only time I've ever had that, I think, food poisoning was when I ate some undercooked chicken. But that was my fault. But I didn't swear off chicken.
That was probably the worst culinary disaster.
Yeah, sometimes, I was going to say this the other day, but I didn't know anybody would care. But you know how no matter what you do, if you're really good at it, you can have off days, like Major League Baseball players or football players, they're among the best of whatever they do, but they can have days where they just can't get it together. I had one of those in the kitchen the other day. I was trying to cook breakfast and I was doing some this and that, just easy stuff. I ended up, I flip the eggs now with no spatula in the thing, and I do it, 10 out of 10 times with this one. I flipped it, and then it landed half in the skillet and half out, and then just splattered all over the stove. I had to stop and clean all that. And then there was something else I did that was just like amateur mistakes, and I just couldn't get it together. Mm-hmm. And I felt kind of like that guy, Riggins, that you sent the video of where he was fishing and he just got down on himself, and he was like, I can't do anything right. I might as well not fish. I might as well not do this. And
He started pulling out a limb. He was just like, it's like I've never been fishing before. He was really going through it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I felt like that day. What am I doing? I might as well just stop.
Yeah. That's okay, too. You can do that.
Just walk away from it. But then I had, cleaning up a mess at 4 o'clock in the morning in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I could have left it and said, I know I would have made a lot of noise cleaning that, but I didn't want to wake you up, so that's why I left it.
Yeah.
And see what kind of reaction I would have gotten on that.
So sorry. Was it worse than that video I sent you the other day of that guy trying to flip that? Did you see that?
I don't know how he didn't start screaming in pain.
This guy's flipping maybe a frittata or a huge pancake.
To me, it looked like one of those skillet pizzas that people do, where they put the cheese down and they brown the cheese and then they put the toppings on it and then they go to flip it.
He's this older guy and he's trying to flip this big thing in a skillet, and it's browned on the bottom, and he tries to flip the pan to flip it over. And the pressure of it flipping over sends like the molten hot.
It looked like cheese to me.
Cheese like directly into his eyes.
Oh,
and he quickly wipes it away. But I guarantee he's suffering from that. That was crazy. So that didn't happen to you. You just made a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah. So you got 2 eggs that are together, frying it, conjoined.
Right.
And then when I flipped it, it didn't go all the way over, and then half of it hit on the edge of the skillet. And then, because that was the part that wasn't done, still running and just everywhere. Everywhere.
It's a mess.
Ugh.
Just a mess.
It's a pure mess. But this morning I was craving grits, so I did some grits, not the instant. But earlier on the regular old morning show, I said that I actually ground the corn and everything. And you knew that grits were made from corn, didn't you?
I believe so. Yeah.
Ace and Rob didn't know.
Yeah, I understand Rob not knowing. He grew up in a family that's filled with Detroit. Probably not a big grits eating family, but Ace should know that.
Yeah, well, I don't think I knew it until I was an adult, started cooking and stuff, because we only had instant grits growing up.
Yeah.
We were poor. We just had the instant kind. Yeah. Ugh. I can't imagine eating instant grits. Ugh.
Yeah. It does seem like a poor food.
How savage. Not to make your own grits.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm kidding, of course. All right, so we got a good round of stupid celebrity stuff, and one of the biggest celebrities in history being rude and getting called out for it.
Crazy story, right?
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. This woman is not nice. She's not a nice person, and she thinks she's above it all.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she thinks she is above it all. So we'll get into all of that coming up next.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Yay. So when we do celebrity gossip, celebrity news, that kind of stuff on TJ's podcast, it's not because it's like, oh, look what the celebrities are doing, like we care. It's more like, look at what these idiots are doing, which I think makes us different.
What makes you different?
You don't see that very often in the world of broadcasting. Usually broadcast people are kissing the rear ends of celebrities, figuratively and literally. But not here. No. So we have a piece of audio from an interview with Brian Cox. Brian Cox is an actor. Is he British?
I think so.
He's British, and he plays on the show Succession. I mean, he's been in countless things. I mean, he's a very, very famous fella. And this is a clip of an interview that he did, and he was discussing how dumb people are who follow the Bible. And then this is making the news like it's a shocker that some stupid actor would say this. But this is what he said.
Do you think that religion holds us back?
Well, considerably, yes. I think religion does hold us back because it's belief systems which are outside ourselves. They're not dealing with who we are. We're dealing, well, if God says this and God does that, and you go, well, what is God? we've created that idea of God, and we've created it as a control issue. You know, it's Adam and Eve. Eve is, the propaganda goes right the way back. The Bible is one of the worst books ever, for me, from my point of view, because it starts with the idea that Adam's rib, that out of Adam's rib this woman was created, and they'll believe it because they're stupid.
Yeah, people who believe the Bible are stupid. Now, I have reached out or tried to reach out to his people to find out if when he will be making the same type comments about the Quran, but haven't heard anything yet. These celebrities, they're so intelligent, then this is the way these people are. They're so smart that they just can't fathom the idiocy of someone who can believe in that faith. And they're always quick and quote unquote brave to say it about people who are Christians or who follow the Bible. But when it comes to other religions, they don't quite have the same courage. Now, do they?
No.
That's all I'm saying. If you're going to denounce all religions and say that people who follow religious things like the Bible are stupid, then go ahead and be a man and say it about other religions and see what the hell happens to you. See what your succession is after that, bitch. British bitch, Brian Cox.
You essentially just made the same argument that he did on the opposite side.
What, that he's stupid?
Well, he ends it with, he's got criticisms about the Bible. Okay, whatever. Then he goes, if you believe it, you're just stupid.
Right.
It's like, well, okay. And then you go, well, the A, B, and C. You bitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he started it.
Absolutely. Not against it.
And I'm saying that he's a little bitch in the term of, like you would say someone's a coward.
Yeah.
But look, that's me saying that today. Now, he may come out this evening and say, yeah, let me expand that. I mean that about people who follow the Quran as well. And I mean it about Buddhists and Hindus and all of this, not just Christians or people or Jewish people who follow the Bible. I mean all of them. If he does that, then I'll say he's not a bitch. But I don't think he's courageous enough to do that. They always act like people are so courageous to say something against what truly is the most peaceful religion and peaceful faith in modern time, which is the Christian faith. We're a peaceful people. So courageous to say stuff against us when nothing's going to happen to you except getting, cheered on by your peers in Hollywood or whatnot. So, bah. Get out of here. But this is the one that I was even shocked that this would, and I think very little of this celebrity. I think she's talented and all, but as far as a person and her intelligence, I don't think much of Barbara Streisand. But this even shocked me as a person who doesn't think much of Barbara Streisand, that she would be this bold and out there. Melissa McCarthy posted a picture on her Instagram, and it looks like she's lost weight. Mm-hmm. But all of the other celebrities that follow her were saying how gorgeous she looked, and girl, you look great, and it's a great outfit, and all of these things. Barbara Streisand asked her if she's on Ozempic in the comments section. Yeah. Are you on Ozempic?
Yeah, it was the weirdest comment. It's like, because Melissa McCarthy is there to celebrate some director, and she's like, shout out, we're honoring him. And Barbara Streisand writes, give him my regards. Are you on Ozempic? Like, no punctuation, nothing. It's like, Barbara, what the hell is that? It's like your grandma getting on social media for the first time. Mm-hmm. They don't understand, like, it's public, and this just screams like, I don't know how social media works. But that's crazy. I guess, and then somebody got in her ear because it was quickly deleted.
But she's one of those that will be excused Nobody will ever try to hold anything against her because she's got that privilege, But, I mean, this is going to sound, I don't mean this to sound bad at all, in a bad way at all, but to illustrate how goofy I think Barbara Streisand is. Melissa McCarthy didn't look like she had been on Ozempic. That's usually like an extreme. You see somebody this month and then you see them next month and there's an extreme difference.
Yeah. No, she looks great. She looks fine. But not some dramatic example of somebody who slimmed down.
At record speed.
Right. It's like, Barbara, shut the hell up.
Are you on Ozempic?
And Melissa McCarthy can't say anything because people treat Barbara Streisand like some sort of living deity.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's untouchable, like Oprah.
Yeah. But even Oprah wouldn't say something like that. I mean, this is just like stupid.
Like that's something that your grandmother is drunk on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people are under the impression like that's not the celebrity using that's an assistant writing. I guarantee you most of the celebrities that you think have assistants doing their stuff, it's not. It is them. Trust me.
The assistants come and clean it up.
Yeah.
Like hers did.
Yeah.
Got to take that down, Babs.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? Everybody's calling me asking, are you okay? Because you seem out of your mind. Are you on Ozempic?
What would have been funny is if Melissa McCarthy had come underneath it and just cussed her out.
Yeah, watch your effing mouth. I'll slap the shit out of you. Excuse me. That would have been great. Next time I see you, Barbara, it's going down.
I'm coming after you.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. You didn't like Barbara Streisand's? You like her work, though. You like a lot of her stuff?
Yeah. I said she's talented. She's talented. But I mean, she's long been one of those celebrities that outspoken politically and all, in the opposite of what I believe.
Yeah.
Like up there, like Jane Fonda, some of those like that. I don't like her. I don't like her one bit when it comes to that. Is she still married to that James Brolin?
I think so.
I like him.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
I mean, as his work and stuff, I don't ever see much about him commenting on things and all that. I don't know if she lets him talk outside of his acting or whatnot, but I really like him as an actor. Yeah, and I like his son as an actor, too.
Yeah.
And I think he's handsome.
Yeah.
That Josh Brolin.
Sure. They're both very handsome.
Mm-hmm.
But he screwed up somewhere, right? Because isn't Josh the one that's getting energy through his butthole?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that him?
Yeah, that's right. Out in the sun, turning his a noose to the sun's rays.
You're so good looking. If I was that good looking, I'd just shut my mouth all the time. I'd go to work and I'd shut up. And I wouldn't go on a magazine and go, guess what guess the new thing I'm doing. I'm getting butt naked and taking energy in through my butthole, through the sun. I mean, just shut up. You just shut up.
But because people don't tell them to shut up or make fun of them for saying stuff like that, they don't know. They don't know any better. It's kind of like when you say somebody's too dumb to know when to shut up. That's the thing, because if somebody called him, if a person that he said that to and that was interviewing him didn't act like that was the greatest thing in the world, oh really? Wow! And let him go on and on about it. They would have said, "Dude, come on."
Yeah.
Don't be telling me that you're out turning your butthole toward the sun, trying to get energy from it. Come on. I'm trying to make you look good here in this article, and just laugh at him. Some of that would stop, but they're just like no rules for them. You can say, do whatever, come out looking any way you want to look in public. And then if you've reached a certain celebrity status, then you got all of these little butt kissers just pumping you up more and more. And you know what? I tend to think, sometimes I think that celebrities with big heads are good looking. They're handsome. He's got a big head. His dad's got a big head. They're both handsome. John Hamm has a giant, it looks like his head is huge. He's handsome.
You notice the size of people's heads? I never do.
That's because I have a little peanut head.
Yeah, you got a little head.
But, John Mayer's got a big head. He's good looking.
Yeah.
I ought to make a what do you call it? Collage or a gallery
Yeah.
of big head, handsome men.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe it's because you got like more real estate to work with. If your head is bigger, that means your facial features have like room to sort of.
And it
settle
usually comes with the jawline that makes the head look bigger. And, you know, I think Mr. Incredible is gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a big head. Do you think you have a smaller head than Rob has a bigger head? Like, do you think yours is more smaller than the average?
As big as his is to the average?
Yeah.
No, I think his is out of the average more than mine is on the other end.
Big head.
Mm-hmm. He handsome though.
Yeah.
Big old heads is handsome.
Sure. There's something to it.
So there you go. A big head, handsome man photo gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Brolin, James Brolin, John Hamm. Who else did I say? John Mayer is handsome with a big head.
I would need to see the list because honestly, I can't even think of somebody. I'm like, he's got a big head.
And it's not as much like a round head. It's more, you know, elongated and big. I mean, it just looks. And I guess it's because, with the exception of John Mayer, the ones that I've named are more rugged looking. You know, they can be more ruggedly handsome. You throw a cowboy hat and a shadow scruff beard on them.
Yeah. Doesn't work for women though, right?
No, big head women are ugly. Big head women are ugly.
That's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah.
What about Matthew McConaughey?
What
a big head?
No, not really. I wouldn't describe him as having a big head like John Hamm has. John Hamm got a big old ass head.
Yeah. And a big old.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know about all that.
I've heard. No, I've seen pictures of that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's obscene.
If his business. God. Maybe it's related.
Yeah.
You know, Rob, big old head. Maybe he. You always say that about Rob, though.
Sure
you think he's packing.
Big old wiener.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the show for today, called TJ's Podcast. Thanks for watching and listening, and thank you for loving us. We love you right back. We'll see you tomorrow.
Serving the world. It's TJ's Podcast.